Sometimes the most brilliant business strategies aren't cooked up in some fancy boardroom. Nope. They're hidden in the most ordinary places imaginable, like, say, on a food court tray. Let's dive into how this one simple meal explains a whole multi-billion-dollar empire.
$1.50. That's it, for a quarter-pound all-beef hot dog and a 20-ounce soda that you can refill as many times as you want. It's got to be one of the most famous price points in the entire world of retail.
But here's the really wild part. It's not just that the price is cheap, it's that the price hasn't changed, not by a single penny, since it was first introduced way back in 1984.
This just seems to defy the basic laws of economics, right? You've got 40 years of inflation, food costs going through the roof, supply chain chaos, and yet that price is just frozen in time. So how in the world do they pull it off?
Just to put it in perspective, the gap between what it costs and what it should cost is just staggering. If it had just kept up with inflation, that combo would be almost $5 today, but it's not. And the reason why? Well, it doesn't start with a spreadsheet. It starts with a threat.
Yeah, to really get the hot dog, you have to understand the company's DNA. This isn't just a menu item, it's a core piece of their identity, and it's been fiercely protected from the very top.
And I mean fiercely. This mandate, this rule, has been absolutely unshakable across 3 different generations of CEOs. From the founder, Jim Singagal, all the way to the current leadership team, the message has always been exactly the same. The price does not change. Period.
And this is the legendary quote that just cemented the whole thing in company history. When the new CEO at the time, Craig Jelinek, even suggested raising the price, the founder, Jim Sinegal's response was, well, it was unmistakable. And that simple, powerful command, figure it out, is what forced Costco to completely reinvent its entire approach.
So how did they figure it out? Simple. They decided to stop buying hot dogs and start making them. And they did it on a scale that is just truly mind-boggling.
Back in 2009, they made this huge, pivotal move. They cut ties with their supplier. They realized the only way to lock down the cost and guarantee the quality was to become their own factory. So they created the Kirkland Signature hot dog, cut out the middleman completely, and took total control of their supply chain.
And believe me, this was no small-time operation. They built these enormous dedicated meat processing plants. We're talking hundreds of thousands of square feet. That one facility in Illinois, that was a $110 million investment all on its own.
And between them, these facilities are churning out an absolutely insane number of hot dogs every single year. We're talking more than 440 million. That kind of volume creates an economy of scale that no outside supplier could ever hope to match. Now here's the real kicker. They didn't just keep the price down by making a worse product, they actually made it better. It's bigger now, it's 100% all beef, no weird fillers. But even with all that, you're probably still thinking, there's no way. $1.50 is just too cheap.
And you'd be right, because the hot dog itself isn't where Costco's making its money. The real secret weapon here is the way their entire business is structured.
This is the key to everything. You have to stop thinking of Costco as a store. It's not. It's a club that you pay to get into, and all the stuff they sell, that's just the perk of being a member.
Get this. A staggering 73% of Costco's operating income, that's their actual profit, comes directly from membership fees. They're basically just breaking even on the products they sell. They rake in billions just from the fees to let you walk in the door.
That's over $5.3 billion in high-margin, predictable revenue just from memberships in fiscal year 2025 alone. That money is like this giant financial cushion that lets them sell things like the hot dog at almost no profit or maybe even a small loss.
Okay, so now we know how they can afford to do it. But that brings us to the really interesting part. Why do they do it? Because the hot dog isn't just a snack, it's a really powerful psychological weapon.
It creates something called the halo effect. Your brain sees this incredible, unbelievable value in the $1.50 hot dog, and then it subconsciously spreads that feeling of a great deal over everything else in the warehouse, whether it's a giant TV or a pack of socks.
And where they put it is just genius. Think about it. You've just spent maybe a few $100, you get that little bit of sticker shock at the register, and then what's your very last interaction with the brand? It's this super positive, high-value reward. It completely erases any bad feelings about the big bill and makes you feel great about your trip.
it guarantees you'll be back. It works perfectly with their other famous loss leader, the $5 rotisserie chicken. The chicken is all the way at the back of the store to pull you in and make you walk past everything. The hot dog is right at the front to reward you on the way out. Two different tools, one single goal, keeping you a loyal member.
And just think about this. Costco has basically no traditional advertising budget. They don't need one. This hot dog is their entire marketing department. It creates endless free publicity, endless social media buzz, constantly reminding everyone how much value you get from a Costco membership. So in the end, the hot dog is so much more than just food. It's a public symbol, it's a promise from the company to its members. As long as that price is $1.50, you trust that Costco is fighting to keep all its prices low. It's like a public report card on the company's health and its values.
Which, of course, brings us to the final, fascinating question. The price is safe for now, they say. But if this one little hot dog really represents so much trust, value, and entire business philosophy, what would happen to that trust and to the company itself if that price ever changes? It's a crazy amount to think about, all for $1.50.